One of the fastest ways to make yourself hate planning is to give yourself a schedule that punishes you for real life. Save this because if one missed time block makes your whole day feel ruined, you may not need a stricter schedule. You may just need a way back in because rigid schedules can look beautiful on paper. Wake up at this exact time. Do this exact task and move in this exact order. Finish all your tasks by this exact hour and move like a well-oiled machine. And on paper, it looks impressive, it looks disciplined, it looks controlled. It looks like the kind of thing you'd imagine a successful person must be doing. But here's the part nobody likes to admit. A lot of rigid schedules are built on fantasy conditions. Perfect energy, perfect timing, perfect focus, perfect emotional regulation, perfect cooperation from everybody around you. The truth is, most of us are not living in those fantasy conditions. We're living in real houses with dishes in the sink, dogs barking, phone calls coming in, appointments moving, people needing things, projects taking longer than expected, energy changing halfway through the day. Life doesn't move like a robot. So when your schedule only works if nothing interrupts it, that's not a strong system, that's a fragile structure. And that's what I call schedule fragility. Schedule fragility is when one thing makes your whole day get interrupted. You missed the 9 a.m. block and now the 10 a.m. block is completely thrown off. The kitchen took longer than you expected and now the errand is going to be run late. And somebody needed you, so now the whole sequence is behind. And suddenly, you're not adjusting the day. You feel like you failed the day. That's the problem with overly rigid schedules. They do not just manage your time. They quietly turn your day into pass or fail test. And once real life interrupts your plan, the schedule does not help you, it accuses you. It says, you missed the time block, you fell behind, you broke the sequence, you failed. No, that's not support, that's pressure wearing a planner cover. And this is where a lot of people start to blame themselves. They think, I just need more discipline. Sometimes the structure is badly designed for the life you actually live. Because you don't need a schedule that only works when everything goes perfectly. You need a structure that still helps when life starts acting like life. That's the difference between rigidity and stability. Rigidity says, follow the plan exactly or the day is ruined. Stability says, here's the shape of the day and here's how we return when something shifts. That is what most people actually need. Not no structure, not chaos. Not let me just float through the day and hope that everything gets handled. No, darling, that is not a system. That is a wish with a cute font. What you need is intelligent flexibility. That means your day still has shape. You still have standards. You still have priorities. You still have rhythm. You still know what matters today. But the structure has enough mercy to let you be a human being. So instead of building a whole day around perfect timing, build it around standards. A morning standard, a household standard, a work standard, a dinner standard, a reset standard. And when something goes sideways, stop asking, did I ruin my schedule? Ask, where is my next entry point? That gives you a way back because a person with a rigid schedule says, I'm behind. The day is ruined. But a person with a re-entry point says, something shifted. Where do I return? That is a very different kind of power, and that's one of the principles behind Craft Cottage Inc. I don't believe you need a prettier schedule that collapses by Tuesday. I don't believe you need planners that only work for your fantasy life. I believe you deserve a usable structure. Structure with dignity, with intelligence. Structure that can absorb real life and not make you feel like a failure every time the day changes. Because your system should not fall apart every time life gets lifelike. It should help you recover. It should help you return. It should help you stop treating interruptions like moral failures. That is real consistency, not robotic consistency. Not perfect little time blocks lined up like little soldiers while your life is in the kitchen making noise. Real consistency is being able to come back, to adjust, to return, to keep moving without throwing the whole day away. So no, you may not need a stricter schedule. You may need a structure you can return to, a baseline, a rhythm, a few anchors, and a known way back. Because the goal is not to become robotic, it's to become supported. And that is the kind of structure that I respect.